Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. First question for Alexander. This is a rematch that's 5 years in the making. I think there was a time where we thought we were going to get this fight in 2014. Then, due to injuries and scheduling, we never saw it. Now it's finally going to happen. Just what's it like for you to be on the cusp of this rematch and fight you've been looking for almost half a decade?
Well, it's great. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get in there.
Now, can you bring us back at all to 2015, like when you got hurt, and I guess the frustration you felt from when the rematch was originally scheduled and then it got put off because Jones ended up fighting Cormier?
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough, but it was pretty tough. But it's in the past, and here we are now. We're fighting the 29th, and I can't be more ready then. I can't be more ready for this fight, and I'm feeling great. And like I said, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Question for Jon. You're unbeaten, I think, in 11 UFC title fights. This will be Gustafsson's third UFC title fight. He's yet to win a UFC title fight yet. Do you think that says anything about what type of athletes and fighters you are?
You said, do you think it says anything about what type of athlete I am?
Well, about you compared to Gustafsson.
Well, what's your question exactly?
Well, because you've won 11 UFC title fights, he's yet to win one.
Yeah.
Do you think it says anything about you being a certain type of athlete, and do you think maybe Gustafsson's missing anything?
What it tells me is that this is who I am. This is what I am, and this is my comfort zone. High level fights is my comfort zone. Championship fights is my comfort zone. 5-round fights is my comfort zone. Fighting the baddest dude in the world is my comfort zone. I've been doing this shit since I was 23 years old, and it's always been exactly the same, with a hand raised. So that's all this tells me, is that another day at the office. No fight's a big fight. It's just another fight. This is what I do. This is what God put me on this planet to do. And yeah, another day at work.
Now, Jon, one interesting little factoid going into this fight is you've actually fought more recently than Gustafsson. He last fought in May 2017. Could that affect him at all going into the fight, knowing what you know about Gustafsson?
I don't know. I don't know how Alexander's going to handle the layoff, and the pressure. I don't really know how he's going to handle it. I train and I predict him to handle it well, but I know how I'm going to handle it. The last time I was out for a year, I came back and knocked out the so-called greatest fighter ever, and that's Daniel Cormier. So I have no doubt in my abilities, my training, my team, my layoff. The proof is in the pudding with me. I have no losses on my record. So I'm going to go and be myself.
And last question for Gustafsson. Since you haven't fought since May 2017, do you anticipate any ring rust? I mean, people throw that term around a lot, and it has been a while since your last fight. So I guess what do you do ready to get prepared? Because this is one of the biggest fights of your career, and it is a 5-round title fight, so you won't have any ring rust for this type of challenge.
I don't believe in ring rust at all. The layoff has just been good for me. It's just been good for me. I'm a different fighter today than I was 1.5 years ago, and this is my time. I feel this is the time this fight should happen. I've never been this ready in my life, and I feel no pressure at all. I'm just enjoying every second of it. It's a dream come true. I'm living the dream right now, so I'm enjoying every second of it. and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it in the fight. 5 rounds for me these days are not a problem at all. I'm ready for 10 rounds.
Thank you, gentlemen, and good luck to both of you.
God bless you, brother.
Thank you. We'll now take our next question from Aaron Bronstetter with TSN.
Hi, guys. I'll start with a question for Jon. Since coming back, you said you weren't interested in fighting Daniel Cormier, but late last night you challenged him to a rematch for the light heavyweight title. Why is he back on your radar, and does the fight at heavyweight potentially interest you as well?
Well, the only reason why I brought up Daniel Cormier's name is because he brought up my name. And so I just figured, I used to kind of, when I was in trouble, I sat back all summer long and let everybody just talk as much shit as they want and just talk blindly with knowing no facts. I watched everyone that I beat in the past say, oh, he was on steroids when he fought me the first time. That's why he beat me. I just sat back and let everybody have at it, and I just stayed quiet for almost a whole year. Now I'm back, getting ready to reclaim my throne, and the sitting down and being quiet days are over. Daniel Cormier opened his mouth about me. He wants to sell to the people that steroids had something to do with my success. He would love it. That's the dialogue he wants to get out there. That's the narrative he wants to get out there. And I'm going to nip it in the butt. So I challenged Daniel Cormier to be my first title defense. And let's see what he does. I don't think he's responded yet. And I think everybody knows he doesn't want to fight me a third time. So, I'm not out to get Daniel Cormier. I'm just protecting myself. The guys out there making comments about me, and I'm just responding to his shit.
When you look at the light heavyweight picture, though, for future, title fights for you, there aren't a whole lot of great options out there. But if you look at heavyweight, there's a lot of potential super fights. I know when you came back, that was something of interest to you. Is a move to heavyweight something that you would want to do?
Yeah, first, getting this light heavyweight championship back in New Mexico, where it's been since 2011. That's my first goal. And then after that, I don't really know what's next after that. Whether Daniel Cormier decides to come get this third loss, or super fights at heavyweight division. I don't really know. I'm pretty up for whatever. Right now, I got a great challenge ahead of me, so I'm just focusing on this. And after that, we'll start playing with some options with Dana and Ari and those guys, Hunter.
The California State Athletic Commission recently recommended you do VADA testing for this fight. You decided to forego that. What went into that decision, and were you at all worried about the optics of that?
You know what? I was actually advised not to get in it too much. It's all a pretty new conversation. It's something I haven't really been putting too much energy into. Like every ounce of my body and spirit, my mind has been dominating this next fight, actually finishing the fight. And, I don't want to speak out of turn when it comes to these companies. These are pretty serious companies. And I want to get my mind around the whole situation before speaking more on it. So I'm just not going to really comment too much on it.
Because it's such a recent thing and you don't really have all the information that you need to do something like that?
Exactly. This was just kind of thrown at me recently. I haven't spent any time or any of my energy on it. I haven't even put much thought into it right now. And I realize it's a very serious deal. Right now I have a fight coming up, so I'm just one thing at a time.
All right, this is for Alex. If you were to have made,
I can answer after the fight.
No problem. So this is for Alex. Alex, if you were to have to decide what was more important to you in your career, would it be this rematch or just winning a title in general? I know you get the chance at both here, but is this rematch more important to you than, say, fighting Cormier again if he was to continue to be the champion?
Yes, it is. This is the big fight I've been waiting for, and I've been training for my whole life. This is the fight I wanted for a very long time. It's bigger fighting someone else for the belt. You know, this is me beating the best guy out there, beating the guy that's never been beaten, and take his place. So it's the biggest thing there is for me right now.
And the last question for Alex. Jones has just mentioned that he wants his first title defense to be against Cormier. He doesn't have the title yet. Do you think he's overlooking you and he thinks this will be an easier fight than it will be?
Well, I don't really care so much about it. You know, I'm just here. I'm here on a task. I'm here to be the best guy in the world. I'm here to be the world champion. I'm here to beat Jon. Nothing else. Everything else is not important to me. You know, they can write whatever they want to each other on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I don't care. I'm here on a mission, and my mission is to beat Jon. Nothing else.
All right, thank you guys. Enjoy your holidays, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
We will now take our next question from Damon Martin with FlowCombat.com.
Hey guys, first question for Jon. Jon, this last year, I know it's been crazy and you kind of get exhausted answering the same questions over and over and over again. Is there a little bit with this fight, it's almost like cathartic to kind of turn the page, so to speak, and just move past all that and hopefully write a new chapter in your career?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, winning this fight definitely helps you move forward from a lot of stuff. You know, I don't like the fact that the first fight was so close. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there who feel as if he won the first fight. So, then to come back into the game, I do feel like I have a fresh start. I know I have a fresh start. In my spirit, I have a fresh start. And getting rid of old skeletons, it's always going to be nice. You know what I mean? So, you know, my goal in this fight is to dominate, finish the fight. I believe that's what's going to happen. And, yeah, it'll be nice to move forward and people realize, all right, this guy was just proven. They have metabolites in his system. Obviously, for all the cowards out there who said I beat them because of steroids, that's proven to be not true. And your Cormier trying to convince people that steroids had something to do with him being knocked out, that's obviously not true. Nanograms of a metabolite does not affect your performance. So for everybody who said that, you know, so I finally got past that. Now for the doubt of you know, Gustafsson, whether he won the first fight or not. I mean, you just heard the guy say, I get the chance to try to beat the guy who's never been beaten. Like, which one is it? Did you beat me the first time? Or because you just admitted that you didn't. Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah, man, to win this fight in devastating form, it's going to be nice, man. It's going to be real nice.
You kind of just answered my next question, but I'll ask anyways. You said in the past, and you were honest and said that you probably didn't train the way you should have for the first fight with Alex. You've been very honest about that. Do you feel like you do need to go out there and dominate him, finish him, put him away to show what kind of fighter you are? Because you have said in the past that, you know, maybe you didn't take him as seriously as you should have the first time.
Training for the second fight, me and my coaching staff, we realized how underprepared we were the first time. You know, Alexander he brought a different game to the game, and it was something that none of my teammates had prepared me for. We overlooked him. We overlooked him completely. And, I mean, if you notice, round 2, I was so tired I could barely finish a double leg dive. I've been shooting doubles since I was a kid. I was just tired, man. I was exhausted in that first fight. But I still had enough heart to pull out the victory. I kicked it to a whole different gear in the late rounds of that first fight. I know now how underprepared I was the first time. And you'll see a completely different strategy. You'll see a completely different fight. A completely different fight.
And Jon, a lot of people, you know, have called you the greatest of all time, but you talked about over the last year, you've kind of stayed quiet, let people say what they want to say about you and just kind of be on. But, you know, you've heard, you know, Demetrius Johnson being called the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport, Daniel Cormier being called, you know, the greatest fighter, maybe the greatest fighter of all time, all these different things you've heard over the last year. Is there a part of you that feels like a win here kind of reclaims that throne as well? You've heard it all. I mean, Conor McGregor, I'm the greatest, all this thing. Do you believe this fight kind of puts you back to where you belong as A, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the planet, and B, the greatest fighter of all time?
No, I don't think because being considered the best. I don't think one fight makes you. Like one fight doesn't make my career. It's a journey. It's not one fight. I feel like it'll always be up for debate who's the best. You know what I mean? Whoever's the best is whoever's hot at the present moment. I feel like MMA fans are very quick to forget people's accomplishments. Like, for example, Anderson Silva's not even in the conversation anymore, it seems, as a GOAT, which is a shame because he's done so much for our sport. Jose Aldo, guys who have been just kicking ass for years. They do so much for our sport, and then, one defeat, one close fight, and now they're not the best anymore. So it's like, I understand that that's a conversation that always would just be an opinion. And I just try to focus on the things I can control, which is, prepare myself as best I can for each fight and making sure my hand's always raised at the end of the day.
Awesome. A couple of questions for Alex. Alex,